separate us as the people. But the moment he and I first met, this is my relative. There's no doubt about it. And to prepare, what I did for me is I went and placed myself as my childhood. Because I grew up with no running water. And so it was a very similar situation, and we heard about what was up on a Pioneer Indian Reservation. We heard about what was happening amongst the Cherokee people. People talked about it. And so it was really exciting for us as Indian people. And so that's how I prepared. It was just, plus we rode around a lot in Oklahoma.
I'll tell my version of it. First I want to say that I'm very proud to be a Cherokee and full blood, speak my language, a lot of traditional ways. Very proud of that. Also proud of you, no matter what race, what tribe you are. Like most say, we're all family. I think we understand each other very well. And when we did the selection of the actor and actresses, and they did some of that they did in L.A. And the final versions, we last 5 or 7, they came to Talpa on video, and we had to review them. And so when Kim and another lady was in the running for Wilma, it was very tough because they're all good actors. And so we selected Kim for Wilma and most. And then for my part, I wanted to make sure that we had the people that could really portray us. And so when Michelle Shanigan, the casting person, was there, she said, Charlie, that Mo is outside. If you want to talk to him, he said he came down from Kansas just to meet you. And he's followed you in Wilma all along, all these years. And so I said, ask him in. Come on in. So, and I don't know if you've all experienced this with people, but as soon as he walked through that door, I thought, my God, that's Charlie Soule. I almost started crying. We just talked, our eyes met each other. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and I know we both teared up, and we embraced, and there was about 8 or 9 of us sitting in that room. And we just sat down and we started talking about people, about the way of life for people, and just the story and everything. Next thing you know, about an hour later, we forgot we had other people sitting around here. I said, he left. And they said, he's going to go back to Kansas, and he's gone home. I said, wait, somebody call him, stop him. Because I wanted him to play that part, but I wouldn't tell him there. But then they said, he's already gone. But luckily they called him, and we had dinner, and I told him at the table that he was being chosen to play our part. But we did ride around, and it's interesting how they do this. You never know what the actors do when they watch people. And sometimes when I sit around, I'll put my hands on my knees and I'll rub my legs like that, and try to think of something to say or whatever. Or the way I ate or the way I sit, just sit like this sometimes. He's acting like me. I said, well, you know what? He's going to be playing your part. Think of a job. And even watching Kim tonight, she does such a terrific job portraying Wilma. The authoritative way, the expressions, and how she comes across. They all did. And the one thing I really, really enjoyed about the movie, someone asked me, they said, what does it feel like to see him on the screen? I don't think about it. I separate myself because I'm enjoying the movie. I don't know how many times I've seen it. Christina, I can kind of have a dialogue about all the lines of the players. And but what really makes me feel good and proud is the fact that our own people can play these parts, and very important parts. And the other thing that I really enjoy is these are real, rural, everyday people that have never acted, never been on the screen. They just came out, and look what they did, So that makes me very proud to see people like that they would probably never had the opportunity to be on a big screen like they saw here. But that really boosted their self-esteem and gave them confidence. And some of them doing really well. So,
do you think you will do the rest of Wilma's in your life? Because from there on, it really gets. This was interesting, but it really gets interesting. And if you've read any of her books or followed your careers. I can see another movie or two.
Well, I said, I've been asked that several times, and I said if I had the money, I would do it. But it takes money. It's a lot of work.
I agree.
But we are doing a documentary about Wilma and Gail Hurd, who does the zombies.
The Living Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, goody.
And Valerie Redhorse, so we're working on that. Hopefully it'll be out this year. And then we've also been asked to do a pilot for a TV series.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
So contemporary American music. We've already got several people in mind that can play a big part in that.
And to answer your question, neither Charlie nor I had ever done a movie before. And after sort of being midway in the process of this, I sort of thought, doing a story about a person who was alive, who everybody knows has a deep relationship with, is not the world's easiest thing for a first movie. And so I think had we known what was involved, we might not have, and with the Cherokee and all the politics and all of that, the documentary will certainly cover the whole range of her career, and
But not the intimate parts that we had here.
well, and you realize, of course, you say we didn't even have a kiss. They would not. Wilma and Charlie would not even allow a kiss.
We didn't kiss, that's why. No.
Okay.
But it is a wonderful story to be told, and possibly if we were younger.
I think one thing that really proves is, like Mo says, Mo talks about, it's a love story. You talk about it, Mo.
Yeah.
Leader, all that good stuff.
Well, for me, my interpretation of the film, it is a love story. It's about the love of the people. It's about love of life. It's about the love of who we are as Indian people. And just to elaborate a little bit about Charlie's perspective, when we first start filming, Charlie was really quiet. And out of respect and understanding, because he's reliving. He has to relive the life of someone that he loved and cared about that was no longer with him physically. And so the first week, the first days of filming was hard for him, because he had to go back to that time and relive that moment. To us, it's just a scene in a movie, but to him, it's a moment in his life. And so what I took from all of this, as not as an actor, but as an Indian man, was it made me more proud. It made me more proud of who I am. To see a great leader, because the women are our real leaders. There's no ands, if, or buts. I know we live in today in a man's world. But if we honestly got back to the true teachings of who we once were, our world would be a much better place, just not for us, but it will be that for the generations to come. So it made me proud to be Indian. And each and every day, I will always be what it is that I'm created to be. I'm not ashamed of it. I will always be. I was born an Indian. I will live as an Indian. And I guarantee you, I will die as an Indian. I will never assimilate. I will never convert. But I will coexist. Well, that is possible. And in reality, I am here. We are here. We are still here as the people. And just like the water is life. The water is like the women. The women is life. Why? Because they give life, just like the water. Who are we as men? We are nothing. We are nothing without women. We are nothing without their strength, without their guidance, and without their love, and most of all, without their compassion. That's how it gave us the ability to coexist as people. If you look at this continent as an Indian people, we truly have a deep understanding of diversity. I want to say thank you to Sarah Ann. I hate that word, my wife. Sarah Ann went weeks without me. She'd come down and visit. She'd make that trip from here to Tahlequah. And she'd come down. And so I want to say thank you, Sarah Ann, for who you are. But also, too, we here in Kansas City, we can look at that word, Gadugi. We're Indian people. And we can make a difference in this community. And we can make a difference for our children and for our generations to come. To be proud to be Indian, to hold on to our traditions, not just powwow, but beyond that. And then and also encourage our children to become lawyers, doctors, give them that opportunity. We have to open the doors for them to do that. Wilma Mankiller did that for each and every one of us. We can't let her die. We can't let what she set forth, the path that she created, we cannot let it end in 2010. This is 2014. We're still here. We can carry on doing it.
One thing I forgot what I was going to say.